Pieter Cornelis Mondrian, best known as Piet Mondrian, was a Dutch avant-garde painter who liked reaching pure abstraction by reducing to the essentials of form and color. He believed that horizontal and vertical lines were basic forms of beauty that could become works of art. He painted compositions like this one that have auctioned for more than 20 million euros. And you're probably thinking, what? This guy made a fortune with some scribbles and a first shot paint bucket tool? I can do that with my eyes closed. Well, let's see you try. In Mondrian, you're going to paint a composition using primary colors and geometric figures. It's just straight lines and coloring, right? How difficult could that be?
Hi, welcome on board. Today I'm going to show you how to play this game, Mondrian, the dice game. It's an avant-garde dice and card filler for 2 to 4 players, where you're going to paint one of Piet Mondrian's famous compositions with dice. Although it isn't a complicated game, we've made 2 tutorials for you. A detailed one for the owner of the game or for whoever sets it up and explains it, and an express tutorial. This one, shorter and straight to the point, will give you a quick idea of the game and show you the basic rules. We will skip the game setup and unnecessary details that an experienced player can clarify if need be. Now, if you don't want to read the booklet at all, watch our detailed tutorial by clicking the box. Let's paint!
You'll start with a modular game board that will be bigger or smaller depending on how many players you are. You'll each receive a kit with 3 white canvas cards with values ranging from 1 to 3, a palette and brush, and 2 dice. Roll, drop, and flick dice in order to land them on the canvases with the highest values and or best color combinations. You will use these canvases to paint the most valuable composition. The game lasts 4 rounds, and each one is divided into 2 phases, the brushstroke phase and the canvas card phase. The brushstroke phase. All players start the game with 2 dice and receive an extra die of their color at the beginning of each new round. Each player must place their dice on action icons of their choice on their palette. There are 5 options to choose from: left hand roll, right hand roll, blind roll, vertical drop, and flick. Left hand roll. The die must be rolled from outside the board boundary using the palm of your left hand facing up. Pitching it with your fingers is not allowed. Right hand roll. The die must be rolled from outside the board boundary using the palm of your right hand facing up. No finger pitching. Blind roll. Close your eyes, cover them with one hand, and roll the die with the palm of your other hand onto the board. Vertical drop. Drop the die onto the board wherever you prefer, but from a brush distance away. Place your brush on the board to determine the height of the drop. The flick. Flick the die onto the board from a brush distance away. Place the brush horizontally next to the edge of the board to determine the distance. So each player makes their choice and places their dice on the icons they prefer to use that round. This must be done before any rolling takes place. The starting player will be whoever most recently made a drawing. So the starting player will grab a die from the ones he previously placed and play the action. There is no order to follow. He will try his best to have the die land inside the board. If the flick or roll is too hard and the die falls outside the board limits, he will get one more chance to roll again. If the same die fails to land on the board again, it will be lost until the next round. If it falls within the board game limits, it will remain there until the end of the round. After the die is rolled, flicked, or dropped in a clockwise fashion, it will be the next player's turn. Dice by dice, player by player, all dice will be played. You can definitely aim to knock your rival's dice off the board, but keep in mind that if your die hits another die and then ricochets off the board, it cannot be re-rolled. Any die that falls off the board will be lost. Canvas card phase. Imagine this is the outcome of all the rolls. The player with the first player token will start collecting the cards that have its dice on them. If the number on the die is either equal to or higher than the number on the card, the die is removed and the card is placed in the player's hand. If the number is lower than the value of the card, you may play one and only one of the cards in your hand to add its value to your die roll in order to match or surpass the value on the canvas card. If this is done, the card used from your hand is left in its place. The game ends at the end of round 4. At this moment, the exhibition begins. All players count the cards in their hands, and the player with the fewest will discard 0 cards if he has an even number, or 1 if an odd. The rest of the players will have to discard cards to match this player's final card count. So all players finish the game with the same amount of cards and create a composition face down on the table. Once everyone is ready, the cards are flipped over and the masterpieces are revealed. To score the masterpieces, first calculate the base score. It is a sum of the values on the canvas cards. Let's look at red score. 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 is a total of 24. Then, the player who used the most number of blocks for each particular color is considered to have achieved excellence in that color and will add extra points to their base score. So let's check for those. The red player has 2 blue blocks, 3 yellow, 4 red, and 3 black. If we compare to the other player's score, we get something like this. Blue gets the blue excellence, red gets the yellow excellence, no one gets the red excellence because there's a tie, and black excellence goes to the black player. So black wins with 38 points.
Well, that's it. That was our Express tutorial. As we mentioned earlier, if you want to know more details about the game itself, watch our review. Help us out with a thumbs up and a subscription if you think we deserved it. That way you won't miss any of our future videos. Your opinion is what keeps us going, so share your thoughts with us by leaving a comment below. Games on board. We do the reading, you do the playing.